Today, we are diving deep into what really separates the top 1% from, well, everyone else. It's a whole framework, a mindset called rich thinking.
And this quote, it's pretty much the foundation for everything we're about to talk about. The big idea here is that wealth isn't just something you go out and get. Nope, it's a state of mind you have to step into first. Your thinking, literally, paves the road to your financial reality.
Okay, so how do you actually make that journey? How do you go from a scarcity mindset to one of total abundance? Well, over the next few minutes, we're going to unpack the 5 huge shifts in thinking that make all the difference. Let's kick things off with the first one, the simple but powerful idea that your thoughts create your reality.
All right, first things first. You've got to understand that your entire financial life is built on one of 2 totally different foundations. You can think of it like a battle going on in your head, a battle between 2 mindsets. And honestly, the one you choose, that determines pretty much everything.
So here they are, side by side. The scarcity mindset, it's all about fear. It's this deep-seated belief that there's a limited pie, right? So you better grab your slice and hold on tight before someone else gets it. But the abundance mindset, that's a whole different game. It operates from a place of possibility. It says, hey, the pie can always get bigger. So collaboration isn't a threat, it's actually the key to creating more for everyone.
And that right there leads to a massive difference in perspective. It's really about long-term creation versus short-term survival. You know, most people are just trying to get to the next paycheck, but rich thinkers, they're making moves today that are designed to pay off 10 years down the road. They aren't just living in the present, they are actively engineering the future.
Okay, so if we agree that our thinking creates our reality, then we have to go deeper. We have to look at our inner blueprint. Think of it like the subconscious programming that's running in the background. These are the deep, often invisible beliefs that are the real gatekeepers to wealth. And this concept, internal locus of control, is absolutely central. It's the core belief that you are the architect of your own life. It means no more blaming the economy, your boss, or your circumstances. Instead, you take radical, 100% ownership of every single outcome. Because here's the secret. When you own the result, you also own the power to change it.
The cool thing is, you can actually rewire this blueprint. It's a pretty straightforward 4-step process. First, you've got to identify the limiting belief. Maybe it's something like, money is the root of all evil, or I'm just not good with money. Then you challenge it. Is that really true? Step 3, you replace it with something that empowers you, like I'm a great steward of wealth. And finally, you reinforce that new belief every single day until it becomes your new default setting. And this quote, this really hits at the heart of the matter. Your self-image, who you believe you are, literally sets the ceiling for what you can achieve. Think about that. You can never out-earn your own identity. It's not about just chasing wealth. It's about becoming the kind of person who is ready to attract and manage it. So you've worked on your beliefs. What's next? Well, this internal work isn't just a one-and-done thing. It extends to how you handle your emotions, moment to moment. Because let's be real, wealth isn't built by people who are slaves to every emotional whim. It's built by those who have mastered their emotional state.
Now, this doesn't mean you turn into some kind of robot, okay? It's not about suppressing your feelings, like fear or greed. It's about becoming emotionally fluent. It's about seeing your emotions as data, as signals. You acknowledge the feeling. Okay, I'm feeling scared right now, but you don't let that feeling grab the steering wheel. Your long-term goals do.
Just look at the difference between a reaction and a response. Let's say the stock market takes a nosedive. The emotional reaction? Panic. Sell everything. It's instantaneous, it's rooted in fear, and it usually sabotages your plan. The intelligent response? It's deliberate. You take a breath, you look at your long-term strategy, and you act from a place of purpose, not pure panic.
So how do you create that crucial space between feeling something and acting on it? You use what you could call emotional circuit breakers. Just asking yourself these questions when you're feeling a strong emotion, it forces a pause. It literally shifts you out of that reactive survival mode and into a responsive, logical state where your brain, not your fear, is back in charge.
All right, so once you start mastering that inner game, it's time to build the external engine. This is where we get into the practical frameworks the wealthy use to multiply their efforts. And the key here is, it's not about working harder. It's about building smarter systems.
This is the essence of systems thinking right here. You've got to shift your focus away from just doing individual tasks, one after another, and start thinking about how to build a machine that delivers value even when you're not there. You have to ask yourself, am I just a cog in the machine, or am I the one who's designing the machine?
And how do you supercharge these systems? With leverage, we're looking at 4 main types. You've got labor, building a team to scale beyond your own 2 hands. You've got capital, using your money to make more money. And then you have the 2 most powerful forms of leverage today, code and content. These let you replicate your work and ideas infinitely for almost 0 cost. It's an absolute game changer.
And this one question becomes your ultimate filter for everything you do. At any given moment of the day, you should be asking yourself, is this the highest leverage activity I could possibly be doing right now? This forces you to focus only on the stuff that creates those massive exponential returns. Everything else, you delegate it, automate it, or just delete it.
Okay, so finally, we get to the 5th and honestly, maybe the most powerful shift of all. This is where we bring everything together. It's about learning how to live from the end, embodying the future you want to create before it even shows up.
Think about it. Most of us operate from our memory. We make today's decisions based on our past failures, our past limitations. We're constantly reacting to what's already happened. But rich thinkers, they operate from their vision. They make decisions today from the perspective of their future self. They're always asking, what would the person I'm becoming do in this exact situation?
And what's so wild is that there's real science behind this. Your brain, it turns out, doesn't really know the difference between something you vividly imagine and something that's actually happening. So when you mentally rehearse success over and over, you're literally training your brain to see abundance as familiar. So when those big opportunities show up in the real world, your brain doesn't freak out. It just goes, oh yeah, I recognize this. This is normal for us.
So when you strip it all away, it really comes down to this one single question you have to ask yourself every day. Are you making your decisions based on your memory or based on your vision? Because that choice, right there, that's what separates the people who chase wealth their entire lives from those who truly become it. And the beautiful part is, that choice is always, always yours to make.